The WWC, what the world is watching.
Firm grasp on core cards, but confused by battle and resource cards? That's what we're here for. Let's get into it.
600 plus days of last war grinding, battle spawn, lessons learned, strategies mastered. When we talk, you level up. Welcome to the Warzone Wrecking Crew.
Welcome into the WWC QB18 here for part 2 of our tactic card series, where we will go into our battle cards and resource cards. Let's get into the battle cards. Now, battle cards, they look like they're overwhelming because it looks like there's a lot of cards, but I can summarize these pretty quick for you as you have to look at battle cards. I want you to look at it from a situation of changing gear. Okay, when you are going to hit a world boss or you're going to hit somebody, you change your gear. You do something specific in the situation, right? And you go, I need to change my gear in order to hit the world boss. Let me put my best gear on the team I'm going to hit. Think about this in the same light, that there's situations and you're going to equip these cards in situations. So you want to group your cards in certain situations, and I'll explain. So this card here, there's 4 of these cards, and they all do the same thing, just in different scenarios. So they're all going to increase your attack, defense, and hit points, but they increase in different ways. So this one is just going to increase based on a battle on the world map. This one is going to increase it, and you can stack it up to 5 times, similar to that morale. If I hit a lot 5 times, I want to use that one. This one is going to increase your percentages just based on the fact you're moving around the map. So if I'm moving for every 8 tiles I move, it stacks 5 times. So as long as I just ride around the map to 40 tiles, then all of a sudden I can stack this 5 times. This one, and then this one is in the defense. So think about when you're defending the missile or something like that. This one's going to pop in and take effect when you're doing that. So again, different scenarios there, right? Defending the missile, attacking multiple times, attacking one time. Different scenarios for these. Same goes with these. They're all the same thing. They are going to reduce your amount of casualties. This one is going to reduce your amount of casualties in a battle, just fighting up to 2 times. This one is going to do it just by moving around again. Up to 5 times you can stack to get your severe wound rate bonus. You can reduce that. This one is going to do it by defending, similar to, like I said, the missile, right? So you want to, that's if you're defending the missile. This would be a good thing to have. This is for fighting monsters, and this is going to increase your hero percentages based on just PvE there. So now let's talk about these damage reductions. So think about this: increased damage when countered, and then this reduces damage taken when countered. If you think about a mythic card is when you are countering, right? So you're increasing your percentages when you are countering somebody. This is a reversal. If somebody is countering you, if somebody's using their mythic to counter you, you get to then counter them. So essentially, canceling out their mythic is, how I can look at it, of like 5% that they're getting, you're getting 5.1%. You can increase this. These are really great cards, especially if you find yourself fighting somebody that would be countering you a lot. For example, if you had missile and you were fighting air, you could be countered by an air tanks fighting missiles. Depending on who you're fighting and how you're countering, this is just going to reverse that counter. Okay, so let's get into these formation cards. This is a mixed formation card. You'll see the percentages here, 3%, and it increases the attack, defense, and hit points. I actually had a conversation about this, similar to the 4+1 card, because this also will increase the bonuses for the heroes when it's 4 and you're adding 1. So whether it's mixed formation or it's a 4+1, the increase, if you want to use your experience to lift this card up, these percentages go all the way up to 10%. So you can increase these percentages up. You cannot increase the percentages here for the basic effect. This is only one card. You just use it, and it's 5% essentially to get the bonus for those troop bonuses. So these cards are kind of used the same. I would look at it as more, do you want to upgrade the mixed formation card, use the 4+1. In my light, they work very similar. You have speed. So in this one, your march speed increases as you fight. You can get your march speed to increase, and this is PvP. Just general march speed just increases. So that's those. Lastly, there's this card that reduces the attribute penalties when the marching speed has insufficient units. Or marching squad. So let me explain this. When you fight somebody, your units get decreased. So that's why sometimes you'll have a 60 million squad, and then the next time you fight, you have a 40 million squad because it didn't quite die, but a lot of your troops got killed off. So your squad, your units got decreased. When your units get decreased, you are assessed a penalty for those units being decreased across, which is how you end up being a 40 million march instead of a 60 million march. What this does is reduce that penalty that you get assessed. So this is reducing it at 30%. So you're no longer going to have those penalties, which is funny because this reduces it at 30%. Our new T11s that just came out, if you look at what those T11s actually did, it was they're deployed at a squad, reduce the attribute penalty for not being at full capacity by 10%. So the cards do a very similar thing, but if you look at that card there for the battle card, this is saying that it's reducing the attribute penalties when it has insufficient units at 30%. That's what this card is. Very good. Now, I know what somebody will say, like, you want me to tell you what's the best cards to use. What cards should I be equipping and what I shouldn't. What I want you to do is look at the cards that we just went over and put them into groups for yourself. And I'll give you an example. If I was going to go fight a war, what I would want to do is I like to use this card because this card would allow me to stack 5 times as I hit multiple bases. Because I don't just hit one base and return. I typically hit multiple bases before I have to return. So what this does is going to stack up my bonuses as I'm hitting people and getting stronger. Similar to what my morale does with my core card. So this complements it nicely if I'm going to go into a war. I'll also use the insufficient units penalty because, as I said, I'm hitting multiple times. I want to reduce my attribute penalties when I'm hitting. Plus, my T11 troops are doing the same. So these will work combined. I also probably want to increase the damage when I'm countered, or increase the damage. Yeah, increase the damage when I'm countered, and reduce the damage taken when I'm countered. So I like to look at those cards as kind of like I'm going into battle. Let me equip those cards. I could just equip these cards as well, by the way, and get like an added bonus on my first team, plus get it on my 5-time stack. So there's different ways that you can make these cards useful depending on the battle that you're going in. Also, think about it like put in categories for yourself. I would put in I'm going to defend something. Defend a base or a building or something. You should have your main cards that you want to use for that. You're going to attack a monster. You want to have your main cards that you're going to attack with that. You want to use your Monster Slayer card. You want to use your PvE card. You want to have those cards set as, okay, this is what I'm going to equip for that. You're going into similar to like a Warzone duel where, it's going to be a little slower on the grounds or, things you might be doing differently. Maybe you want to equip them for those battles a little bit differently. So you want to have your cards just set up for yourself to equip. That's going to be the answer. It's not a one-size-fits-all. This is chess, people, not checkers. So you want to be able to use the strategies that they're giving you and apply them properly. Lastly, let's talk about the resource cards real quick. There's a lot of these, but we don't care. Oh, same with the battle cards, by the way. I don't go over these blues and greens. Think about these blues and greens as your decorations, right? Like, who cares about the blue ones? Purple ones are less. These purple ones for you are going to be the gold decorations. These are the only ones you really are going to want to concern yourself with. These are the high ends. You're going to have the same thing at this one. It's just you're going to get a reduced 1.5%. So why do I want to use both of them when I can just use the high-end one and upgrade this one? You're going to want to pick how you're going to use your experience. So same here. I'm not going to cover these blue and green ones. I'm only going to cover these. As you can see, there's 3 right off the bat that do something very similar. And this is you're going to receive rarity cards, okay? So I want, again, we're going to group these cards. I'm going to make this a little bit easier for you. So this one is a treasure hunter card. This goes well with this one, which is this is going to defeat monsters. This is a PvP treasure hunter right here. So you're going to want to use this for when you're fighting people and you're winning consecutive battles on a map. You're going to get card packs. Card packs are how you get the battle cards and the core cards. Throughout the season, they give you packs that you can open. A lot of them are duplicates and you can just turn into experience. But some of them, you get really lucky and get some core cards and purple cards to fill them all out. You want to equip this one. And then, you have this rarity card where you're going to get the resources out of. You're going to have this one for monsters. So when you're defeating monsters, you're going to want to go after this one. And you'll see, some of them are for monsters. So you really, here's your monster card here that's going to increase your percentages for food and iron. Here's a monster card that you're going to get 4 additional card packs for. And here's a card that you're going to get increased experience for zombies. So when I'm going out there, I want to get all of my zombie cards, right? And put them on if I'm going to kill zombies. If I'm going to be in a battle, then I want to put my pure VP card on. I want to put my boosted daily. Oh, this is the plunder. This is for your plunder limit. And this is for defense support. So I want this. If I'm going to be into a battle, this is if you're going to support a base or support something else. This is going to reduce your healing costs. So this is a great thing to have if you're going to be in a battle and you're going to constantly be healing or spending resources to heal, even if the alliance is helping you heal. You're going to want to have this on there too. So there's 3 battle cards that you can have, and then there's 3 zombie cards that you can have. And then pick a different one that you want. So so you can have this, which is if you're collecting resources. You can have this. This is defense support. This is the plunder. So this one is your plunder limit. Now, as an added bonus for those that are going into Season 5, I would keep your eye on this card. Because one thing they've talked about is that train that we're going to be attacking that's moving around. And also the banks. Something about the banks that we're going to be attacking. So you might want to take that into account, that we're going to be utilizing these cards when we're attacking. Okay, so that is a breakdown. I hope that was helpful in all of the battle cards, tactic cards. Try to go through as quick as possible and as thorough as possible for you. I know some say I make the videos longer. Just trying to be thorough and give you useful information. If you have any other questions, please hit me up on Discord or the comments. With that, QB18 out.